everyone, and you're welcome to another episode of the Intrigued Woman podcast. My name is Victoria, and on today's episode, I have with me someone very, very special. She is an amazing woman. She is an author, a public health specialist with close to 20 years of experience. She is an amazing wife. She's a special and fabulous mother to her precious daughters. Welcome with me, Latunde Bolarinwa.
Thank you so much, Victoria, for having me. Hello, everyone. I'm really, really excited to be on the podcast today.
All right, how are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm good. It snowed today, but it's warm inside. Enjoying the day with family and church online and all that. So yeah, it's been good. It's been good.
That's so good to hear.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about before we go into the book. I want us to talk about how your childhood was. What are the memories that you can, share with us?
Thank you very much for asking about that. I enjoy talking about my childhood. So I grew up in Nigeria, Lagos to be precise, and I was raised by a single mother, myself and my younger sister. We grew up with our mom, but my dad has had multiple wives and siblings. But my childhood was a very interesting one in the sense that my mom, my sister, and I lived in a one room apartment and had many neighbors. But despite living in poverty, really, it was in poverty. It was an amazing childhood. I enjoyed writing, I enjoyed drawing as a child, and it's so sad that those skills were not encouraged more in me growing up. But I'm thankful that I was able to pick up at least the writing aspect of that childhood. So yes. Thank you for asking about my childhood.
Wow, it seems like you had a very interesting childhood.
Yes, it was very interesting. Time will not permit me to share a lot of the interesting stuff that happened, but it was.
Okay, thank you for sharing the little bit. We're so grateful to hear that. All right, let's go into the crux of the book.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect weather for tomorrow. What
Yes.
inspired you to write it?
Wow, that's a big, great question as well. I want to say, first of all, Inse ikpe-etim, if she's out there, she's a Nigerian actress. I saw her in a movie about 6 years ago. I could be wrong, but it was thereabout. And I was very inspired about her acting, the role, how she portrayed that role. And I had this story in the back of my head to write about this lady. So in fact, I started writing this book, this character for Inse. But then, of course, it kind of evolved into what it is today. So I do have to thank Inse for inspiring me to begin that writing process and then to bring it into what it is today.
I think you should send one copy to her. What do
I
you
would
think?
I would love to. I've actually sent her an email to her. I've sent what Instagram message to her saying that she's inspired me and I would like to send a copy to her. So I'm still waiting for her reps to get back to me.
Okay, fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers if you're listening to this podcast, please reply Latunde's email. Thank you.
Thank you for that as well.
Joking. All right. So, I know you wrote some French in that book. What inspired you to write the French? Have you been to Paris before?
Okay,
You
so
speak French?
I don't speak French. I've always joked that in I don't believe in reincarnation, but I do joke that in a previous world, if that's possible, I was a French woman. And I also say that if reincarnation is possible, God, please bring me back as a French woman. For some reason, I love the French culture. I love the language. I love how it rolls off of the tongue. But I think what inspired me to merge French with the book was the characters, and this is mainly Kolawole's family. They kind of came to me, they came across as folks who are part of that culture, that French culture. And so, I had to go do my research and learn a little bit of French. And I have a friend, I have to shout her out. She speaks French as well. She's the one who actually helped me bring everything together. Muma, I love you.
Oh, thank you, Moma.
Thank you.
So how many languages do you speak now?
Well, I wish I spoke multiple languages, but English and Yoruba are my languages. I pick one or two words from French and Spanish, but I won't say that I speak them.
Well, I think I know you wrote a little bit of French in that book, but
Hmm.
going to Paris, if you go to
Hmm.
Paris, the novel itself will come to life. I
I
know you
believe
wrote
so.
it, but going to Paris, yes, it will come to life. I was in Paris about 2 years ago,
Oh.
before the pandemic hit,
Hmm.
and it was, I tell you, the magnificence of the structures.
Mm.
Oh my goodness, the Eiffel Tower, the Louvre. Oh
Hmm.
my so many beautiful, beautiful architectural pieces there.
I look
It's
forward
a
to
it's a
going.
must go.
I look
It should
forward
be
to
on
going.
everybody's bucket list.
It was supposed to
It
happen
should be on
last year.
everybody's.
For me, 2020 was supposed
Yeah.
to happen, and then the pandemic hit, and we couldn't make it. Of course, I was heartbroken, but it is on my bucket list, definitely. Paris. I'm
Okay.
coming.
Okay. Let me know. Let me know when you go, and let me know. Take pictures and share with us. Let us
Absolutely.
know how it goes.
Absolutely. I think I'm going to go to a few spots in the book. I will go visit them in Paris. So, yes.
That would be good. That would be good. So let's talk about anti-rolake for a moment.
Oh, Antarolake.
And I'm going to take in a deep breath before we dive into anti-rolake.
Yes.
Hmm. Why would anti-rolake stay in an abusive relationship?
That is such an
Why?
important question. That is so important. And thank you for asking that. The thing is, a lot of us women, we stay in situations that are not always convenient for us, that are not always conducive. And so I don't know fully why Auntie Rolake decided to stay in it, but from the story we can see that she chose that because that's what she's always known, right? Doesn't mean it's right, doesn't mean it's perfect, but for her, that was her comfort zone. That's how a lot of us women are. We tend to stay in our comfort zone, even when it's not so good for us. And I'm not judging her. I'm not judging her. Um, I hope that wherever she is in this world, she's able to get that strength to move out of that relationship. But who am I to say that to her? Maybe that's what she wants to be in life.
Well, it's quite depressing. It's quite depressing going through reading that part of her story in the book.
Mhm. Mhm.
It was depressing a little bit for me. Knowing fully well that she was an illegal immigrant in
Mhm.
Paris,
Mhm.
and because of that, maybe that was one of the reasons why she stuck with the so-called boyfriend,
Boyfriend. I
for
mean,
a long
really,
time, even in the midst of everything that was going on,
I
in the
think
midst of
that
the in the midst of the abuse.
I think that being an illegal immigrant definitely makes it a little difficult. But again, I'm not in her shoes, so I could be saying this, ignorantly. I feel like she could have gotten herself out of the relationship. I guess one has to wonder what else. What was the other reason that she chose to stay with this man?
I
Yeah, you're
agree.
illegal, but she could have filed for something. What's that thing? What's that word now? They call it now.
Asylum?
Asylum, right? I'm sure she could have filed for it in Paris, but I don't know what their illegal immigration system is like. But whatever reason, I'm hoping that we can find out eventually about Auntie Rolake. Who knows?
So, yeah, it says a lot about embracing who you are.
Mm-hmm.
I think that part of the story says a lot about believing so much in yourself,
Mm-hmm.
because at that point she left that part of her.
Mm-hmm.
She left believing in herself. That was why she could stay there.
Yeah. I
That
guess we
was
can
why
say
she could
that.
stay in an abusive relationship. And remember, she was also a sex worker.
Yep. Yeah.
She was
That's
trying to
important to
make
know.
ends meet. And at the same time, she was staying in an abusive
In an
relationship.
abusive
So
relationship.
many women around the world are going through this right now as we
Yes.
speak.
Yes. Yes. And it's sad. It's sad that women are not able to, especially women in sex trafficking, human trafficking, um, they're not able to get a lot of the help that they need. Again, if you remember, she's an illegal immigrant. There's that fear that, oh, if I talk about this guy abusing me, I could be deported. And there's a part of her that is, oh, if I'm deported, it's a shame to go back to Nigeria or whatever, empty handed. Meanwhile, she had told her parents that, oh, this man loves me, or this man, I'm going for a better life in Paris, and I'm not coming back to Nigeria. And so there's just a lot of factors that could have contributed to her staying in the relationship.
That's right. That's right. So let's talk about the Oriki part in the book. What inspired you to write that part? And is it for real? Is it like a real Oriki, or it's something that you just, put together? Was it a real Oriki from
Hmm.
somewhere?
Hmm. Okay, so for non-Yoruba speaking listeners, Oriki is basically family praise or poem that is written specifically for a child or the children of a family. So when I was growing up, my grandmother, my grandfather, my mom's older sisters and brothers, every time we went to visit any of them, as soon as you walk into the house, they will start this oriki. They will start praising you. They'll start calling you in all those names. And I just love that about my culture. I'm a Yoruba girl. I love that. And so I wanted to incorporate that into the book. And to answer your question, the oriki is actually part of my own oriki. My family's oriki, and
Wow.
I just kind of infused some other general poems into
Oriki is
it.
in there.
Yes, yes.
I need to, now that you tell me that it's part of your household family Oriki poem, I need to go back and read that part.
And then when you see
That
me,
is
you
one of
can
the
say
things I
that
like.
oriki.
Hopefully I can. That is one of the things I like about the Yoruba culture.
Hmm.
The Yoruba culture is rich, like
Hmm.
rich. We
Yes,
are very rich in culture. So I like that about the Yoruba
yes.
people. Okay, let's talk and let's take another dive into Shalewa's life.
Oh my God.
Shalewa experienced Shalewa experienced postpartum depression or psychosis.
Hmm.
How relevant is that to the millennial woman?
Oh wow, that's a great question as well. And it's so relevant. And one of the reasons that I wrote the book was to address mental illness in our community today, in our society today, and especially as Africans, as Nigerians, even to be more specific. It's not something that is readily addressed. A lot of women
That's right.
um do experience postpartum distress, whether it's psychosis or depression or mania. It's not very common, but it happens. And in our culture, it doesn't get readily discussed. It's like, why would you be depressed? You just had a baby. A baby is a good thing. You should be happy. And so I wanted to address that, or at least bring it to the forefront of our conversation through Shalewa's experience. Yes.
Yeah, it's it's so there's so much going on in the world right now. There's so much going on with the world in the world right now, coupled with the pandemic that hit
Mm,
everyone last year. Oh my God. So many people have
mm,
gone into depression. So many people have gone into, you know, different mental illnesses. But
mhm.
thank you for adding that to the book, bringing
Absolutely.
that to the limelight.
Absolutely. And it's not even just, and I'm glad you said that it's not only for postpartum women who've had children. Honestly, anyone struggles. I personally, I've been very vocal about my mental health journey. I've struggled with depression in the past, and even occasionally I still have moments where I'm having a down day. So and in this wake of the pandemic, it's something that needs to be addressed more. I wanted, through the book, I wanted people to know that it's okay if you're struggling with mental health illness. It's okay to speak up and get the help that you need.
That's right. That's right. So, when do you think is the right time to talk for someone going through this kind of emotional or mental illness? When do you think is the best time to reach out for help? When do you think is the best time to talk to someone?
Such a great question again. I mean, I'm not a psychologist, psychiatrist. I'm not a licensed social worker. I can't diagnose anyone. But I always say I've worked in the mental health field for about 9, 10 years, and I tell people that as soon as you feel like something is not right with you, like you're feeling down, you're withdrawing to yourself, or you're having emotional outburst, or you're just feeling like having thoughts that are not on par with how you used to feel. Find that confident confidant or confidential person that you can speak with and say, hey, this is what I'm going through. In the age of Google, Google and say, I'm feeling this way, and you'll be surprised what Google can bring out. And I'm not saying you should self-diagnose because you can go down a rabbit hole by Googling. But another person to talk with will be your doctor, your primary care doctor, and say, hey, I don't know what this is, but I've been feeling this way. And your doctor can ask you more questions. They can even give you an assessment to do. And because you suffer from mental illness doesn't mean that you can't achieve your goal and your visions and your dreams. You certainly still can. But it's better to
That's
speak with
right.
someone, especially your doctor. And typically, someone who's experienced symptoms of depression for about 2 weeks or more can be diagnosed with depression. But again, I'm not a
Wow.
therapist in any way to like diagnose people, but I know that that's usually the range. So if you've been feeling a little off for about 2 weeks, I would say speak with a doctor.
Speak with your doctor if you've been feeling a certain kind of way for more
Yes.
than 2 weeks.
Yes. For 2 weeks
That's the
or more.
time
Yeah.
to reach out.
Yes.
Reach out for help. Reach out to someone that you can confide in.
Mm-hmm.
There is always that somebody. There is always
Yes.
that someone that you can reach out to, that you can talk to. It may
Absolutely.
be a friend, it may be your mom, your husband, your wife.
Mm-hmm.
There is
Your
always someone
sister.
out there for you to speak. Your
Yes.
sister, your brother,
Mm-hmm.
your doctor. Reach out
Absolutely.
and you
Yes.
get the help you need.
Yes.
Don't die in silence. Don't be like Shalewa that almost lost her
Don't
life.
be right. And
Don't be
chose
like
to do
Shalewa that
something
almost
else.
lost her life.
Mm.
Oh my goodness, that was something. That was a lot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't want to let the cat out of the bag. So
I know, I know.
if you're
I'm kind of
interested in
like,
knowing what actually happened to Shalewa and what she did to come out
mm-hmm.
of that situation, go get the book. It's
Yes.
called A Perfect Weather for Tomorrow by
Yes.
Latunde Bolarinwa.
Bolarinwa.
It's on
Yes.
Amazon.
Yes. Yes.
All right, all right, all right. So let's talk about women, because this platform is all about women,
Hmm.
women, young girls, and all that. What? Why do you think it is? Why do you think women always like to take the blame, even when the man is the one at fault?
Oh goodness, such a great question. I'm telling you. The society we live in, even from years and generations and ago, even in biblical times, women were kind of seen as the lesser of the genders, right? And even the Bible says wives should submit to their husbands. Even though I feel like our generation, our the society has misused or misinterpreted that Bible verse. So women have been subconsciously raised. Girls are subconsciously raised to take the blame. We are subconsciously raised to say, "Oh, we are in the wrong." I remember when I was getting when I just got married. My mom told me something that now when I think about it, I'm like, what? She said, when you and
What
your
did she
husband
say?
fight, when you and your husband fight or you have an argument in the middle of the night, kneel down next to the bed, wake him up, and start begging my husband, I'm sorry, it's my fault, this, that, that, this, that, that. And I was like, you know what? My mom says I have to do this, I have to do it. And the first time I did
But
it
it
was
doesn't
the
work
last
all
time I
the
did it.
time. That doesn't work. That doesn't. I was gonna say that it doesn't work all the time. Like for my husband, he likes to sleep during the night.
Right.
That
My
is not the
husband
time
said,
for me
"Why?
to wake him up.
Why why are you waking me
Oh
up?"
my
Like I'm like,
goodness.
well, and honestly, not only just why am I waking him up, but it was just very odd. It wasn't genuine from my end because I just felt like, no, this is not how I resolve conflict. This is not how you resolve conflict, really. Me taking the blame would make me resent him later for something that I feel like he did wrong. But that's the society that we live in. Like, young girls are being taught that take the blame. When you're going to a relationship, you are the one that, you have to be the one that is peaceful because men, their
The one that
ego.
is always bending.
Yeah, the one that has to bend. Yeah, the one that has to be patient. I don't want to teach my daughters. I have daughters. I don't want to teach my daughters that they should be able to vocalize if someone has offended them. I want them to be able to say, you've done this wrong to me. And I, as much as I respect you as a man, I want you to respect me as a woman as well. And
That's right.
I'm going to speak up and say, this is how you have wronged me. Not that I'll be the one
Respect
taking the
is
blame.
yeah.
Yeah, it's reciprocal,
Respect is reciprocal. Yeah.
Yeah, 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 absolutely. So to answer your question, yeah, women have been taught, I feel like, by the society to always take the blame even when they're not wrong. I am so glad though that in the last couple of years, women are now saying, no, no, not necessarily. You're wrong. I deserve to be apologized to as well. I need you to own up to your own wrongs and your own faults as well. And then we can all move forward together in a healthy relationship.
Okay, so that is another attitude I saw in Shaliwa that I did not like. That moment when I think she was in Kola's hotel room, and she
Hmm.
was she was the one begging for what Kola did. I'm like, girl, no, no, no. Why are you doing this?
Well,
At that point when I was reading that, I felt like giving her a punch, like literally giving her a punch. Like, don't do this. Don't do this to yourself.
um, I think if you Shalewa is such an interesting character, and some people will like her, some people will not like her, and that's fine. Um, was she really begging Kola? Was she apologizing to Kola? Or is this the just who she is, how she's been raised, and she's trying to navigate life and find her own voice and still fight for what she loves, right? So I like her. There are days I like Shaliwa. There are days I don't like Shaliwa. I would say that.
Another thing I didn't like about Shalewa
Hmm.
was the time she let go of Makinde.
Mm.
That was just betrayal, nothing more. We can debate this all night long, but she betrayed Makinde. Makinde was there for her when she needed someone the most, but she betrayed him. Yeah,
Okay,
she did. Why are you laughing?
I'm laughing because I'm laughing because it's true. Some people will see it as betrayal. Some people will say, you know what? She was very honest with herself. That yes, Makinde was good to her, but that's not where her heart was. Do you get what I'm saying? So
Our heart
why
was with someone else.
our heart was always with someone else, and so I know I feel bad for Makinde. I really felt bad as I was writing it. I was like, oh man, this is not good.
Mm-mm.
But but that's life though. Really, we don't always
That's
get a
right.
happy ending.
And we don't always get what we want.
We don't
There's
always
one
get.
thing I've noticed about the game of love.
Hmm.
So I love you,
Hmm.
and that does not necessarily mean you love me. You love someone else.
Right.
I love this
Right.
guy. This guy loves someone else. The girl that the guy
Someone
loves
else.
someone
Someone
else.
else.
And it goes on and on and on. It is very very rare for you to see someone loving a guy loving a girl,
Hmm.
and the girl loving the guy back.
Hmm.
Most of the time it's like the art of the person is with someone else.
And that's that. Just to clarify, um, a lot of times it's important to get to know who you are trying to date,
Hmm.
you know, who you're trying to be in a relationship with, to ask the important questions. Because if you really look at
Right.
the story of Makinde and Shaliwa, without giving too much away, there was an attraction from Makinde's end. You know, he was attracted to the hardworking lady, the beautiful girl. I don't know that he got to ask a lot of the questions that needed to be asked to get into a relationship with someone. So, am I blaming Makinde? No, I'm not. But a lot of us are like that, right?
I think your favorite
Betrayal.
character is Shalewa.
For a reason.
Because you're siding her too much. It's too much.
I have to. I have to. She went through a hard life, and finding her love. You know, some people say no, actually I don't think they were in love. I think they were just in lust with each other. But she found someone that she was willing to fight for. Yeah.
And that makes a whole lot of sense.
It does. It does. It does. For her. I don't
So,
necessarily condone her, but for her, like I said, I like her sometimes, sometimes I don't like her.
okay. All right, Shalewa. If you need to know what Shalewa went through, get the book, A
Yes.
Perfect Weather for Tomorrow. It's on
Yes.
Amazon. It's on Okada Books for those in Nigeria. You can
Yes.
find the book on Amazon, A Perfect Weather for Tomorrow. Okay.
Hmm.
Let's leave Shalewa for some time. Let's leave her on the side for some time. Let's talk
Hmm.
about any future projects you're working on right now. Anything that we're looking to read again from you.
Yes, yes. I'm super, super excited. There are couple books coming. Right now I'm working on something completely different from the style of my first novel. If you do get the book, I think even in Kindle version, hard copy, the paperback and the Kindle version, you will see what I'm currently working on. I started writing that, and I just kind of put that snippet in there for readers. So yes, I'm very excited about
Yeah.
that coming, and I also think there's going to be a part two to a perfect weather for tomorrow. Stay tuned on that. We'll
All
see.
right. Let's do this. I can't wait. I can't wait to, because I'm
Yes.
like, I want to know. I want to know what's going to happen in Shalewa's life, because it's like
Hmm.
we need to know. We need to know. We
Yes.
need to know what's going to happen.
I
We
would
need to
love to
know
as well.
the next steps. I can't wait. I can't wait to read the next book, the part two of
Thank
A
you.
Perfect Weather
Thank
for
you.
Tomorrow.
Thank you.
All right. So where can our listeners, where can everyone get your book? I know we've mentioned it, but I want you to, let's hear it from the artist's mouth. Where can we
Yeah.
get your book? Where can we reach out to you for bulk order, bulk purchase? Where can we reach out to you? How can people get to, you know, get the book?
Thank you so much. Yes, so as you said earlier, you can get the book on Amazon.com. Type search for perfect weather for tomorrow and it will come right up. You can also get it a soft copy on Okada Books if you're in Nigeria or in Africa. Like if you want to reach me on social media, I'm on Instagram at the real lavender me. And then on Facebook, you can find me at Latunde OO. You can also email me at yonabajo@gmail.com. I think that's it. Oh, and my website, lavenderme.com.
Okay. Everything that she has mentioned, all the details about um Latunde will be in the comment section. So please um look out for the details in the comment section for how you can reach Latunde and how you can get the book. Remember to continue to listen to our podcast, leave your comment, like, share, subscribe to our channel, and thank you everybody for listening on today's episode. Thank you again, Latunde, for joining me on this beautiful, beautiful episode of the Intrigued Woman podcast. You can also follow the Intrigued Woman on all our social media at the Intrigued Woman on Facebook, on Instagram, and you can visit our website at www.theintriguedwoman.com. Again, thank you for
Bye-bye. Bye.